Hi, my name is Travis Lindsay. I'm here for the CSUF Startup Incubator, and with me today is one of our former residents, Arthur Moncayo. He has a company called By Virtue of Steam, BVOS, and he's here today to talk with us about his entrepreneurial journey, what By Virtue of Steam is. Is it a steam engine, Arthur?
No, it's actual. Thank you very much for having me here. And what it is, this is it right here. And what it is, it's a sanitizer for your reusable bottles, for your sanitize safe reusable bottles, such as this one right here, that's made out of stainless steel. Okay. So everybody's talking about the importance of sanitizing their bottles and pretty much cleaning them. Experts are now saying, medical experts are now saying that you have to wash it every single day, but you have to sanitize it once a week. And the reason why you have to sanitize it is because you need something that's going to go ahead and kill the vast majority of bacteria. It's going to go ahead and kill the vast majority of viruses. That's going to go ahead and kill the mold. And washing and cleaning do not do that. Even though they're going to make them look pretty, the colonies, there's a very good chance that they're still going to be there.
So I imagine that this was something that most people probably didn't think all that much about before COVID. Have perceptions changed since then?
Yes. I first the notion first gave birth to my brain back in 2012 when I started seeing that everybody, I mean, everybody from young teenage kids to adults, they were all walking around with their reusable bottle. It was like part of their person. And I said to myself, you know what, this is not gonna stop. The reusable water bottle, it's not like us when we grew up in the 80s. We didn't, I mean, we used to drink off the hose off our neighbors, okay? But now everybody carries their own water with them. So it is part of the person, just like their purse, just like their wallet. So I said to myself, you know what? Everybody's talking about the bottle, but nobody's talking about servicing these bottles, actually sanitizing them. And back then, back in 2012, the word sanitize wasn't even known. Okay. So I said to myself, you know what? Let me go ahead and see if I can. And that's when I realized that I wanted to actually come up with a countertop product that can service these bottles, again, not to wash them, but to sanitize them, to kill the viruses, to kill the bacteria, to kill the mold. So in 2013, I reached out to some patent attorneys, and we did file for a U.S. patent on in the summer of 2013, if I'm correct, because they needed 6 months to do what is called prior art, make sure that it doesn't exist. And fast forward 5 years, in the summer of 2018, by the grace of God, I was awarded the U.S. patent for the process of sanitizing reusable drinking bottles. And so this was I believe it was in May or June of 2018. So pretty much they give me the patent and they tell me, Mr. Moncayo, it was a nice 5 years knowing you. God bless you, and I wish you the best. And then that's when I realized that, Travis, that's when I realized that, I mean, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to go out to the outside world. I still needed guidance on my next step. Don't get me wrong. God bless my patent attorneys. They did give me something powerful that I could move, uh, um, um, that I can move to the next level. But by no means I was ready to be alone. So what I wanted guidance. I wanted, I needed that professional muscle. But I was on a, like many entrepreneurs, I was on a financial constraints. What I knew that I needed a business plan with some real time market research. And so I searched and I searched, and there are private companies that will do that for you, but they're around $25,000-$30,000, and I just didn't have that kind of money for that kind of information that I needed to go forward in a business plan. And that's when I found out about the incubator program at the Cal State University.
Fullerton.
Yeah, there you go, Fullerton. So I called, and this very awesome gentleman by the name of Philip picked up the phone, and he took on my intake, and a couple of days later, he told me that I was accepted, and then that's when I met the I his name is JJ. I guess he's the head of it,
Right.
and not also did I meet the team. They also provided me, now this was crucial. They also provided me with a weekly person that I can talk to. I'm talking about via in person.
Right.
Okay, so I met with this person, and
Dave Kinnear.
excuse me.
Dave Kinnear.
Yes, which was Mr. Kinnear, and he told me he gave me all the ropes, and and then me and him started working with Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, if I'm correct, he's a professor at the university, and him and his students, and this is what makes me very humble. Him and his students took the task on getting me the information that I was gonna need in order to go forward. So they comprised all the information about who will be interested, about the price, guys, about what's out there in the market. I mean, real-time data for real-time folks. Okay, and they put it all together for me under the guidance of Mr. Kinnear. So once after I was giving that information on hard black and white, then that's when I was able to pretty much swim on my own. Tell the guys at the incubator program at Cal State University Fullerton, you know what? Thank you very much, guys. Now I think I can pedal a little. Now I was a little bit ready to go on my own. So I started talking to Now I started talking to manufacturers in China, because now I knew what I want. Now I knew when to introduce to the public. And because of that information, I am so thankful that this is what I have. So this is the actual product right here. So the belly is gonna house the actual top of the bottle. If it has a straw, you can enter it right here. And this is just an attachment. There's 4 attachments to fit all kinds of sizes. For example, this rim size is about a 2. Okay, so there's 4 sizes in the American market. It's either going to be a 1.5, a 2. And I'm talking about inches of the mouthpiece. It's either 1.5, 2, 3, or 4 inch. So there's attachments to fit all of the every single water size, regardless of how giant the body is. The rim is only between one of those sizes. And so what it's designed to do, that the top is going to be housed at the belly of it, and then the bottle is going to be upside down, and the actual body is going to be exposed. So it's going to concentrate on sanitizing the top and the ridges of the top, the ridges of the bottle, and the inside of the bottle. And there's also, like I said, there's also attachments to sanitize any fold-up mouthpiece, like the mouthpiece. That's very important, because it's very important for the steam to go right through the mouthpiece, as well as the steam for it to go right through the straw, not to just cover the outside of the body of the straw. No, you need that steam to go right through it. So that's where I'm at, and I'm at the point where I'm already in a few days I should be making my first purchase with the manufacturer in China, and I should be ready to sell by the end of July. And everything, thanks to the beautiful folks at the incubator program, Philip, JJ, Mr. Kinnear. You guys ever see this video? If you guys ever see this video, man, I love you guys, man. Thank you very much.
I'm confident they feel the same way about you, Arthur. So For people watching this, how much do you think you're going to sell your BVOS for?
You know what? Oh, you mean per unit?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So it's gonna go on sale. It's gonna go on sale. The retail price, again, according to the market research, is gonna be $98 and 98.99. That's what it's gonna be at.
yeah.
This is meant to last a lifetime. You only have to buy once. It doesn't need any special agents, any special cleaning agents. Just 100 ml of soft water. The plastic is not just a regular plastic. It's PPT 30S. I chose the plastic very carefully with the manufacturing. I could have gone with a cheaper type of plastic, but I didn't because I don't want any type of plastic because of the heat. I don't want anything seeping down, and so you just buy it one time, and that's pretty much it.
Very cool. And so I have my water bottle. I put it on your machine. How long does it
Yeah.
take to completely sanitize it?
There's 2 cycles, and it all depends on your preference. Okay, the first one, when you first press and hold it, it's gonna take it's gonna beep. It's gonna give you the first beep, and that's gonna take you to a green light. The power button is gonna turn green. It's gonna go beep, and it's gonna turn green. That's gonna take you to an automatic 3 minute cycle. Okay, now if you want it longer, there you can beep it again. It's gonna give you that beep again, and it's gonna turn red, and that's gonna take you into a 10 minute cycle.
Oh, okay.
uh
That's not long at all. I mean, you could be,
yeah.
preparing your lunch one day and then just pop it on,
No,
set it
no,
to
no,
go.
and that's the whole thing about it. Just like a dishwasher, right? You can come home and you can set it and literally pick it up in the morning. Pick it up in the morning and just pour your cup of coffee or pour your water, and you're out the door.
Right. Yeah. And then I would assume that's also good for like kids, like little kids, like sippy cups and bottles as
Yes.
well, and all that other stuff. So it's got a lot of
Again,
uses.
again, the magic word is as long as it's sanitized safe. So pretty much, if it says that is right now, the word sanitize is still up and coming. But pretty much, if it says dishwasher, if it's dishwasher safe, pretty much is safe for BVOS, because it's pretty much the same thing. Like a dishwasher, if you pay attention, they will always tell you to put it on the top rack, not to put it on the bottom. All right. The reason that they tell you to put it on the top rack is because they want the vapor that the hot water at the bottom produces to actually do the cleaning. But even the dishwashers themselves don't sanitize, because their temperature, if anything, even if they have a sanitized cycle, they only go up to 150 degrees. In order for it to sanitize, it needs to be steam, and steam will only be created at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what BVOS does.
Gotcha. Yeah. The boiling point of water.
There you go.
At uh, ground level.
Mhm.
So people can find out more about this at your website. It's by virtue of Steam,
Yeah.
STEAM
Yeah, I
.com.
want to I want to tell the folks to forgive me, because even though it's completed, it's not. I haven't published it yet. I haven't clicked on the final button to
Right.
get activated, because I don't have the actual products in my warehouse yet. Once I get them towards the end of July or so, then I'm gonna make the announcement, and I'm gonna go ahead and publish the website. But they can look at my TikToks, they can look at my Instagrams, they can look at my Facebook. They can just Google BVOS by virtue of Steam, and my Instagram will come out, my TikToks and my Facebook will come out.
But okay, so we know all about where you're at right now, what's in store for the future, price point, how it works, all that other stuff. Now let's take a step back, because most people, when they're looking at entrepreneurship, they think of like Shark Tank, and they think of like overnight successes. And really, in reality, those overnight successes are usually like a decade plus in the making, as is the
Yes,
case in your
guys, yes.
situation, right?
Yes, like I tell you guys, I mean, I first thought about it in 2012, and then
Right.
in 2013, I made a phone call to an attorney, and the attorney actually, this was the first time from the attorney told me, okay, I need 6 months because they got to do what's called a prior art. You know, they got to make sure it doesn't exist, or even if it doesn't exist worldwide. Okay, because those examiners are in Virginia, guys. Let me tell you, they do their job. Okay, even for example, if just to give you guys an idea, if what you're trying to patent is not available, but A and B is already available, and if you put A and B together, it's gonna come up to your patent, they're gonna deny it. Okay, so it needs to be completely novel from A to Z. Okay, so that's what those 6 months are for. So once I hired the attorney, like I said, guys, it took 5 years. So it wasn't from, even though I had the idea, it wasn't from one day, I mean, from one day to another. And even after I received the patent, I mean, that's when I really needed to go to school. That's when I really I needed that wisdom. And by the grace of God, that's when I got in contact with you guys. And then that took some time because even after I did one session with you guys, and this is I'm sorry guys, I'm just a little emotional, okay? But JJ said, you know what, Arthur, you need another session because what JJ wanted to do, and for the viewers, JJ, if I'm correct, he's the head of the incubator program. I'm not
Correct.
sure
Yeah.
what's the actual title, but
So
he's the head.
JJ, that's John Bradley Jackson. He's the director for the Center for Entrepreneurship in the CSUF Startup Incubator, and he's also a professor of entrepreneurship at Cal State
Okay,
Fullerton.
but just to give your view some food for thought. After I did a semester, because I did a semester with with through this, which was a house version. But JJ said, you know what, Arthur? No, 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 no. You need, okay, that's good. JJ said that's good. But you know what? You also need to do another round because you need the information, for example, in case you want to ever do a public version. Because keep in mind, I don't have a patent for a design or how it looks. I have a design for the guts. I have a design for the process. So that's when JJ said, Arthur, you need to stick around because you need to do a whole nother session. So so for my benefit, the incubator program actually kept me on, and I was on board for a whole nother session. And because I got the information, because JJ, was very important for me to have the information from the countertop version, like a home prop version, which is what I have. But he also wanted me to have the information in case I ever need it. That's how forethought Mr. Jackson was thinking ahead for me. He also wanted me to have the information if I ever needed it for a public version, like for example, like a kiosk. Like, and you know what? Talking about that, this is how wise JJ is. Because let me give you guys an example. For example, LAX already banned all the stores in LAX to not to sell reusable. I mean those throwaway water bottles, right? So now they're installing that. Now they're installing those fancy fill purified water
Right.
filling machines.
Right.
Now, these people in the airport, especially LAX, people come from all over the world. So can you imagine? Can you imagine if we can put a kiosk next to them that can actually sanitize the reusable bottle before they fill it with that purified water? That was what JJ was doing for me.
Yeah.
So all that, guys. So we're talking about 2013, and within a month I'll be ready to publish it and to actually introduce it to the public when it's 24. So we're talking about 11, 12 years, guys.
Very cool. And okay, so now let's talk about if you still got the time.
Now I got the time.
Your experience with the CSUF Startup Incubator. So each session is 6 months long. In your case, you met every week with one of our great mentors, Dave Kinnear, and
Yeah.
he walked you through the whole process. So basically, it's just a weekly meeting where you tell him what you've been doing, what you have
Yeah.
planned on doing, and what issues you're having, and then Dave kind of just like walks you through that the whole process of what to do next. And right?
Yeah, yeah, and he, he pretty much acts as my personal consultant, and he also oversees how everything is going with Mr. Miller's with Mr. Miller's class.
Yeah, and that's a really interesting part of it. So every incubator resident, they get the basically just like a high level advisor. So somebody like Dave Kinnear, I mean, they're consulting and leading business groups that have CEOs with revenue of tens of millions of dollars. And
Yes.
so, I mean, high level guys, very knowledgeable. They've been doing it a long time. But then on the other end is also you get to work with one of our student teams. And in this case, it was
Yes.
from Tom Miller's class. And they go out there and they do some of that customer discovery
Yeah.
that every entrepreneur really needs to do. Because if you don't know what your customers are thinking, what they want, you're kind of going in blind. And so that's one of they did that for you twice, right?
Yes, that's where I got everything, even from the design, guys, even from how this is designed, from the prices to what is expected, from the looks of it, from the material, and so I got so I was pretty much able to go to China with all this information. Oh, and something else, that they wanted everything to be done all at once. So for example, like I stated before, it sanitizes the top. If it has a straw, it will sanitize the straw as well, and of course the bottle, all at the same time. So that's all the information that I got from Mr. Miller's class.
Gotcha. And I really want your perspective on this, because one of the things I've always heard and I've seen as I was a professor, I think after you left the incubator, I was a professor there for a couple of years. So I worked with student groups, and I noticed this. But one of the benefits of working with students, over working with somebody like me, is that the students, they tend to be a lot more creative, and maybe there's a little bit of meandering about that goes around, and there's some things that just don't play or don't pan out, but they're the ones who are going to notice those things that are really neat and really valuable for your business. And so
Yeah.
was that your experience with it? And if
No,
so,
no,
like
yes,
what
yes.
did they
These
find
are,
out?
because I'm 49, guys. So I mean, I think I was like 46, 47 when I was with the incubator program. But I'm still, these are young kids that are so full of energy, and they just want to go out and do good for you. And they really even, I mean, it almost seems like if you're paying these guys, I mean, you're paying these kids, even though you're not, because they just do it out of the willingness of their heart, and they really do want to get you that information. I almost feel like it was almost like a sense, like, I don't know how to explain it, Travis, but I almost felt like if these guys, like if these kids cared for me, like if these kids were saying, you know what, Mr. Moncayo, I want you to do this. I mean, you know what? I left her, guys. So I just left the program so overwhelmed with so heaviness of joy of how I felt with every little group that made the incubator at one. But to get back to you, yes, they were very energized. They were very. I mean, I mean, we had meetings. I had meetings with them as well. I was able to call them as well, not just with Mr. Kinnear. And they were able to give me all the information that I needed. They were able to explain how they got the information. Like I'll give you some details. For example, when it was time to the ages, right? And this was very important. This was nothing I would have ever thought I could ever figure out by myself. Get this right. Get this, guys. When it came up to the age group that will be interested in buying it, the age group that will be interested in, they broke it. It was actually able to break it up, and they had to break it up into two. They broke it up into the age that will use it, and the ages that will actually buy it, which again, I would have never been able to figure this out, because the ages that will use it were the youngs, the generation Z, and the millennials. But their research shows that the ages that will buy it was actually the older folks, the 50s and above. And they would actually buy it for themselves, but they will actually buy it for their kids, for their grandkids. Because their kids and their grandkids, the market research, their research shows that they wouldn't buy it even though they do needed it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was,
With age comes responsibility for yourself and then also for your kids, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So, was there anything else that stood out for you from your engagement with us here at Cal State Fullerton? Any other things that you would like other entrepreneurs, maybe somebody who's watching this, to know about?
No, if I can recommend it, I mean, I don't know if you guys are still doing this.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
okay, guys, please, man, please, I really recommend it. Uh, um, um, I mean, everything from the beginning to the end is very awesome to the person that they're gonna pick to work with you on the individual basis. Like with me, it was Mr. Kinnear. I don't know if Mr. Kinnear is still there. Um, but and then and everything is just awesome, guys. I mean, like I'm telling you, I have no complaints. And look at where I'm at right now. Now I'm at the point where I'm actually talking to China. I was talking to China, even today in the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, from 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, having a video call with the guys from China. I was just in China in April because I wanted to visit the actual factory. I was walking through the factory. I met the owner, and then I just came back to the States. That would have never happened. That would have never happened if I would have not have met the guys at the incubator at Fullerton. So it was good working with them, but there's also and it was good working with them, and I like I said, I received a lot of like family love, but they also give you at the end some serious. They also get down to business where they give you some black and white documents that you're gonna need in order to be that successful entrepreneur. So they do treat you like family, but they don't play around when it comes out to their outcome for you.
Well, Arthur, thank you very much for that. From our perspective, we're obviously honored that you were a resident and still a member of our community. One last question, and this is kind of the pack question I ask everybody. So, knowing what you know now as an entrepreneur, what everything that you've been through, if you can, and you can right now, give advice to first-time entrepreneurs, maybe some of our students who are watching this. What advice would you give to them?
Guys, the advice that I would give to you guys is that really, really pay attention. Is the good old fashioned advice, but I'm just not going to give it to you. I'm going to tell you guys why. Always pay attention to God. And I'm sorry, always pay attention to your gut. And if you can confirm that by getting on your knees and crying out to the Lord to fortify what you're feeling on your gut, go for it. And here's why I'm telling you. Back in 2012 and 2013, 2014, while I was doing the pattern, okay? When I used to go to the gym, and this was before Corona. When I used to go to the gym and I used to just ask the guys, I didn't want to tell them what I was doing, right? But I would just ask them, hey, if you was to go into your local Walmart, your local Target, your local Costco, and if you was to see a countertop product, small, not nothing big like a microwave, just something small that will fit in the palm of your hand, that will weigh about a pound and a half or so, that was sanitized, not clean, but it was sanitized, meaning it's going to kill the bacteria, it's going to kill the virus, it's going to kill the mold. Is that something that you will buy? You know what, fellas? Now, one person told me they would. And they actually told me no. They just didn't tell me no. They said, Arthur, why? One guy even told me, you know what? So what if I if I swallow a little bit of bacteria, isn't that what my white blood cells are for? Another guy told me, Arthur, you know what? It's good. It sounds good. But at the end of the day, at the end of all of this, it's pretty much adding bells and whistles to the already existing wheel. Everybody's okay with just washing it with warm water. And you know what, Travis, and you know what, viewers, I kept going. Can you imagine if I would have called my attorney and I said, you know what? I can't send you another dime. Just go ahead and cancel the whole thing right now. Can you imagine if I would have done that? Where would I be at right now? Fast forward until January. I got the patent in the summer of 2018, and then a year and a half later, in January of 2020, we all know what happened. Unfortunately, we had the coronavirus, and now the word sanitize is almost right after Coca-Cola, right? Like the first word is mom, the most famous word. Second word is Coca-Cola, and now the third word is sanitize. So now it's just not the product, but it's also the timing. It's also the timing around it that's going to make this product successful, because now doctors are saying that you need to sanitize it once a week, apart from washing it apart from washing it every day, that you need to sanitize it once a week, right? So now there's a market for it. So to those entrepreneurs, I know you're going to get scared. I know you're going to feel like if you're alone in the alley. And I know that the little non-entrepreneur in you is going to tell you, what are you doing? Right? Just keep doing your day job. You know what, guys? Keep doing your day job. I'm still doing my day job right now. Okay? Keep doing your day job. But you have that in your gut for a reason. God put it there for a reason.
Very good. Thank you very much, Arthur. Really appreciate it. And for everybody, check them out, BVOS by Virtue of Steam, and I'll put the link to the website and to your social media accounts as well in the description of this video, wherever it is. And thank you very much, Arthur.
All right. God bless you guys, and I love you guys, man. Thank you for being my family.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.